Hey everyone, let's take a walk through my backyard Florida butterfly garden and explore and see what's happening. Starting right here at my Florida native wetland garden, I did pot up a few of the new native plants that I unboxed in my recent plant hauls. Starting right here with this one. This is the Carolina redroot, and there is its scientific name. I laugh because well, Ringo's here panting by me. Say hi, Ringo. And I laugh because of the name pronunciation. Lachananthes caroliniana. Caroliniana. Lachananthes caroliniana. There we go. So this doesn't look like much right now. And I do want to trim off these, well, it looks like they're just coming off these dead pieces, but this is supposed to get the most interesting and super cool flowers that pollinators love. So you'll want to keep watching. When this blooms, I will be sure to share it with you. And then right next to it, now this has been here and it is starting to do its big growth back, coming out of dormancy. And this is Orangium integrifolium. I love this plant. Gets the most interesting flowers on it also. And this is the wood sage that I picked up at the Dade City Master Gardener's plant sale, and I put it in a pot right here. These are the pots that I picked up at Goodwill. I think they're really cool. So let me back up and you can see how they look. But first, let's get to this corner. I did fill it in. So these are two more Orangiums. This is Orangium aquaticum, similar to integrifolium. And as they grow, we'll be able to compare so we can see the differences, because they are a little bit challenging to tell apart. But I've been doing some research and I think it's quite doable. It's mostly related to the length of the petiole and the leaf blade. And then these little guys are the Orangium baldwinii. And they get little blue flowers on them. So they'll fill in here. They both like a wetland setting, so neither one of these pots drain. It's going to be so pretty. I think I bought another wetland plant in an order that hasn't arrived yet. I just might add that one in there too. And look how densely this center portion is growing in. Right now it's a gorgeous mass of different types of leaves, but there's a nice collection of different aquatic plants in here that would naturally live in a wetland setting in Florida. And two of the big ones that are in here don't put on their show till the fall. And one is this one right here, which is narrow-leaf sunflower. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a really neat plant. It's got a kind of rough texture, and they grow super tall, and I get these glorious, glorious, glorious golden sunflower like flowers on them in October. It's spectacular. Also blooming in the fall is the Elliott's aster. And once you have one, that's all you need, because they will come up everywhere. I had one, and now I have all these. I have others that came up in different areas of my garden. And funny thing about these, I stuck one of these in a mason jar with water, just the roots and water, and it's thriving. It's really cool. I'm not sure where I put it, but when I find it, I'll show it to you. And then right here, this is a super, super, super cool native plant called the sweet scent. And Its flowers aren't quite open yet, but it's really, really pretty, and pollinators loved it. I had this for the first time in my garden last year, and I'm just so glad it came back. I do want to collect seeds from this and grow more because I loved it. And of course, you know, we can't have a garden section without some tropical sage coming up, right? It comes up everywhere in my garden. Now in the background there you see some flame vine. That is not Florida native. It's not actually planted in my Florida native wetland garden. It's in a pot behind it. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Then I have some more pots of tropical sage. And then this sage right here is also gorgeous. It's plum crazy. It's not native, but look at those colors. It's in a pot that runs, I have this line of pots right here that run right behind my Florida wetland garden. So then this beauty right here is one of my favorites. Right now it doesn't look like much, but this is clustered bush mint. And when it gets a little taller, it will start putting on these little white flowers, and those little white flowers will be covered in pollinators. I always refer to my garden as a butterfly garden, but really in essence, it's a pollinator garden designed with butterflies in mind, because when you have a butterfly garden, you kind of naturally end up with a pollinator garden, and pollinators, they need more habitat back just as much as butterflies. Clustered bush mint, a Florida native, beautiful plant, absolutely beautiful. And then down hidden, coming up in and amongst all the Elliott's asters and the nearly sunflowers, are some very cool plants called lizard's tails. And they get, look at the stems, they're beautiful. They get a really neat leaf. Sometimes the pinkish red color extends out a little more, and they'll develop like this white plume of little tiny flowers. Again, pollinators love it. It's a really unique and cool looking plant. Fabulous addition to a wetland garden or a wetland planter. Speaking of wetland planters, I have another fabulous one right beside me. This, I need to trim all of this, but this is a pot that does not have drain holes drilled in it. And it is thriving. It's been planted this way, I think, for over a year now, I want to say. This is Bacopa moneri water hyssop. It's a host plant to the white peacock, which I saw a white peacock butterfly in my garden yesterday. It was fabulous. And then this is another Orangium integrifolium. Love this plant. And swamp milkweed coming up. Have it tucked in there so it can be hidden away. And this is a very wet container, but because the water hyssop does so well in it, it creates like a thick mat. So caterpillars could still eat in here and thrive, and I don't have to worry about them like getting down into the muck and drowning. Same if I got monarch caterpillars on here. Same thing. And look at the places like they could go in on that integrifolium when it grows up and gets taller and puts up his stalks, his stems for the flowers. More places for chrysalides to form. So it's a really cool planter combination. This right beside the aquatic potted garden is a clustered bush mint coming up here also. And then down underneath there is some of the water hyssop, And there is also some frog fruit growing in here, which is a good ground cover. And the frog fruit is also a host to the white peacock. Frog fruit is also the host to the fan crescent butterfly and the common buckeye. By incorporating as many host plants for butterflies, host plants are the food source that specific butterflies need to lay their eggs on, because it's the only food that the caterpillars can eat and thrive on. So the more host plants you incorporate in your garden, the more opportunities you will have to attract in butterflies. All right, so we're going to move on to another garden area I've been working on that I really haven't named yet. Can you believe it? You know how I give names to all my little garden spaces, like my nectar garden, my pentas garden, and the things I grew from seed garden, and my Florida native wetland garden, and my Florida native wildflower garden, and my tropical garden, my potted tree garden. Oh gosh, I have a lot of little gardens. So I have this garden of potted things, and they keep gathering more and more potted things there. It could be the garden of potted things. But I want to show it to you because it's beautiful. And oh, somebody's blooming, but I'm just looking at them right now, and their blooms are looking spent, but still, oh, what beautiful blooms. You know what? I think I took a picture of it, so maybe I can get it in here for you. Right over here is a small little garden section, and I just have a bunch of potted things gathered together. I had a lot of potted things back in my work area and other parts of my garden, and so I've been kind of gathering them. And so let's go in and see who all is gathered here in this cute little space. The garden of potted things. So we'll start off right here. This is a hanging basket of bromeliads, and I got these from a friend of a friend who has, oh my gosh, y'all, the most incredibly beautiful garden. And they just had tons of extra, and were selling them out of their backyard, kind of like a yard sale kind of thing. So I went, and these are the only ones I bought because these are the ones that look the most tropical. And the one was hanging off, and it's kind of like sitting down in this other hanging basket. So I used 2 shepherd's hooks to hang the 2 baskets, so that this one, when it was hanging off, could have the support of the one below it. And it actually came out kind of cool. Whoops. It came out kind of cool, but it like wasn't planned to be that cool. It's just kind of how it happened. But I really like it. I love having bromeliads in the garden because they hold water. And oh my gosh, you guys, especially at this time of year, water is so essential for a ecological garden, a wildlife garden, a butterfly garden, a pollinator garden, a backyard habitat, whatever you want to call it. Water is a key ingredient, and all of these little plants, look, there's water in there. They hold water, and so many little insects will go and drink that water. So it's a wonderful thing. I love having bromeliads in the garden as a natural water source. And of course, growing up, what do we have here that comes up absolutely everywhere in my garden? And every time like it gets like this, I just take it and I wind it around with one hand. No, not normally one hand. And there we go. There. And so like this one, when it gets a little longer, when this one gets a little longer, I'll wind it in too. So that's naturally growing up around the shepherd's hook, but I'm keeping it maintained. I'm not going to let it get all overgrown or crazy or anything. But this, in case you don't know, is Passiflora incense. It's a hybrid. It's not native, but it is a hybrid of our native Passiflora incarnata and another Passiflora from, oh gosh, it's from South America maybe. Anyway, this is the host plant too, the zebra longwing and the Gulf fritillary butterfly. And I'm so grateful to say that both those butterflies are regularly back in my garden. Yay! And then right behind it is another potted collection. And in here we have a bunch of Rudbeckia hirta and pipevine, Aristolochia tomentosa. The Rudbeckia hirta is a host plant. Oh gosh, who are you for? I'll have to look it up real quick. I want to say it's a, oh, let me just look it up. And the pipevine is for, look at the pipevine. Instead of, here's the trellis. It's supposed to grow up the trellis. What's it growing up? It's growing up the Rudbeckia. Look at it. It's all winding around. I'll have to come in here. It'll be tedious, but once I get it attached over here, it should stay there. It needs to get up higher above all the Rudbeckia. Look how pretty this Rudbeckia is. This is all coming out of this one potted planter. So this is one of my obelisk trellises. It's in a big square planter, and I have the Rudbeckia hirta and the pipevine growing in here. The pipevine is for the pipevine swallowtail, as well as my favorite, the polydamas swallowtail. Here's a big leaf here of the pipevine. Most of my polydamas swallowtail have recently eclosed. There was just one flying around in the garden a moment ago. So I expect to be finding more eggs very soon, which you know I am thrilled about. So here's a look at that planter from behind. Look how wide. The farthest black-eyed Susan is over there, all the way over to here. They actually go across the walkway. It's incredible. Okay, let me get back on the other side. Isn't it beautiful though? You just want to sit here and look at it. Okay, here we go. There is also a lot of black-eyed Susan flowers coming up down. They came up from seed from when I had potted here last year. So they're incredible. I'm just looking at this flower right here. Look how different. Why do you look so different than everybody else? Let's get in close. Okay, this is what most of them look like. And then this is what this one looks like, and it's a lot bigger. So interesting. You just never know. I mean, look at how much bigger it is. Wow, that one's closer. There, you can see. Look how much bigger. Can you tell it's bigger? It's bigger. Trust me, it's bigger. But the center of it is really different. See the coloring of the center and how it's like, it looks like somebody poked it in. Well, I don't know. I guess this one looks like it was poked in too, but it looks totally different. All right, moving on. This is one of my favorite planters right here. We visit this planter a lot, but it doesn't hurt to visit again because it's holding two of my favorite butterfly gardening plants, which neither one is native. But I started with these back before I even knew what native was, about, gosh, 30 years ago maybe? I don't know. No, more than that probably. And there's something about red pentas and porterweed together in a planting combination. Well, with the Rudbeckia hirta coming in behind is not bad too, but I I just love this combination. There is a porterweed that is native, but it has a totally different growing habit. And I like this growing habit on this one. So, yeah. And hidden down in here is an Asclepias incarnata. It is native. Woohoo! Native milkweed. In case a mother monarch butterfly wants to lay some eggs in here, imagine all the places the caterpillar will have to choose from to form its chrysalis, all hidden away in the safety of some neutral plants. Oh gosh, I didn't go look up the host plant for Rudbeckia hirta. Let me do that now before I move on and forget. Silvery checker spot. It's a host plant to some other butterflies in other locations where it's native, but right here where I am is the silvery checker spot. Okay, so moving on, right next door in another pot is my, oh gosh, Podagrica. Is it, oh, I could have just said it if you hadn't asked me. I could have said it. It's Podagrica. Something about, it's not Japonica Podagrica, is it? Maybe it is. Okay, it's that. Something like that. Also not a native, but I love it. I just love this plant. Of course, because it's tropical looking. I mean, look at the formation there. I mean, it looks like coral underwater, doesn't it? Like it should be attached to a coral reef. And then here's the base of it. See, look, it's this really cool stem, and then it gets chunky down at the bottom. It's adorable. And butterflies like it. And then beside that is my little planter with more water hyssop for white peacock butterflies. I have it, there's just water in here. There's just water in this teapot, and I just stuffed cuttings of it. I mean, if you stick cuttings of it in water, it will grow, and it will grow massively. You have to keep trimming it. It's like a chia pet. You can just keep trimming its little self and making more. Go to the thrift store and buy little teapots and stick water hyssop in it, and you'll have this too. This is just a big bowl. It's not even that pretty a bowl, but you don't even know. And it's sitting in a plant stand with a bowl in it. Put water in it. I think I put a brick in the center to hold the teapot up. And I just stuck this all in around it in there, and it just grew. And it's kind of cute. And then hanging right above it, potted hanging basket. That can go with things that are in pots, because a basket's a pot of sorts. And this is just so happy. This is corky stem passion vine, and oh gosh, it's something suberosa, but I can't think of it. Its scientific name. It's native and host to zebra longwings and Gulf fritillaries, and it seems very happy in these hanging baskets. There's also, look, water hyssop. You can stick it everywhere. These planters, I put a plastic liner in the bottom so they hold water a little bit, which this isn't really a wetland plant, but it just tends to do well if you give it lots of water. But this is. And they're just on a double shepherd's hook right here behind my little teapot. And down below, one of my favorite host plants also, is a tiny little cute little adorable sassafras tree. Look at how cute it is. This is one of the ones I got from Joyful Butterfly. And there's also a bald cypress tree growing in here. So there we go. This is a host plant, the spice bush swallowtail, that I love. And yes, I do have some caterpillars in the lepidarium, but you'll have to wait and see those in the next video because I'm running out of energy. But they're there and they're adorable. So I kind of keep this part open because sometimes I have to tromp back and get back into that area. So this is just kind of like the walkway. But then right next door is another host plant to golf fritillaries and zebra longlegs. This is Passiflora pallens. And I think it's beautiful. I like how it grows, like how there's a lot of color variation in the leaves. And yes, golf fritillaries and zebra longlegs will lay eggs on it because they've done it in my garden. I have this set up where it's standing in a bowl and you can see how dry it is, so it needs a drink, which when I'm done filming this video, while it's uploading so you can watch it tonight, yes, surprise Saturday video. I'm so glad to be able to get a video up for you guys. I'll be out here watering. And oh, okay, look, more water hyssop in a wetland planter, another big pot. No drain holes, and this is where the golden canna is. Florida native, the only canna that is native to Florida. It's a host plant to the Brazilian skipper, and mine has been blooming, but look, it's not so pretty anymore. I can't believe it. All right, I'm gonna put a picture in here because I know I took a picture of it so you can see how beautiful it was. The blooms do not last long at all, but I'm sure I'll be getting more. I love how this plant is so happy. It's one of those, it's a pretty big pot. I'd say it's, yeah, 20 inches in diameter, 24 maybe, and it's thriving. When you do a wetland pot, try and put more than one plant in it because it really helps keep the soil biodiverse, I guess I want to say. Even more than the two would be good. But right now, oh my gosh, look how happy it is, and it's so pretty. Look at the sunshine shining off of its leaves. I love it. Oh wow, looky here. Here is the Elliot's aster I told you about. Look, it's in a big mason jar. Look at it, isn't it cool? It's just a bunch of roots. It's a whole big root system, and it's thriving in here. So if you ever wanted Elliot's aster and you don't have a wetland garden, you don't have a pot, get a big old mason jar, fill it with water, buy one. I guess you'd have to buy one, and take it out of the pot, shake out a lot of the dirt, you know, but you can keep some soil with it, and just stick it down in there. And you will have this, and you will have the flowers in the fall, and they're beautiful. Elliot's aster. And right over beside it, I have my pot of false nettle, host plant for the red admiral, which every once in a while I see one fly through my garden, and that is all. I have never seen caterpillars, and I've had this plant in my garden for 3 or 4 years now. Not the specific one, but some type of it. But I'm still keeping it, at least for reference, so I can tell you about it and the red admiral butterfly. And then here is my planter of those nectar-loving plants from Joyful Butterfly, the Zebrina mallow. Oh, look, it's flowering. Let's go down and see. Look at there. Look at there. Look how cute. 2, 3 little flowers. Oh my gosh, I love it. Here's the other one I have right here, the one that's super tall. I'm gonna trim it down and try and get it to shrub out. Oh, probably not, because look, it's got more blooms on it. So no, I'm not gonna trim it down. I'll let those bloom because I wanna see them. Okay, and then also in here is a blue mist flower. That's that. and a coneflower, purple coneflower. That's not, does it have any cone coming up? No. And then this, oh my gosh. Okay, let me tell you about this guy. This is, where's your tag, mister? Where is your tag? Yeah, that's what I thought you were. Purple top vervain. All right, this is a verbena vervain. I'm trying to get the tag to go back down. You would think it'd be easy to poke this down in the soil, but no. Let me try sticking along the back. There we go. Okay, this is gorgeous. The one that I have in my front garden is blooming. It gets these super tall stalks on them and then the little flowers on top. I'll go show you when I'm done filming back here. So I thought, well, I'm gonna go enjoy Joyful Butterfly and order some more because they're spectacular. So hang on a minute. I don't know if you can tell how like out of breath I am, but this is exhausting. I am still not feeling great. I had to get out of the house. So this morning was my first outing in a week because I've been sick. And we went to Lowe's because I wanted to get some pots and potting soil. And you know, when you're at Lowe's, you go look at the, if only you would have just watered the plants, you wouldn't have to sell them for clearance section. You know what I'm talking about? Where they're just so sad looking and you're like, why can't you just water your plants? They wouldn't look like this if you would just water them. Somebody told me they have insurance, and so they don't really care because they have insurance that covers the write-off plants, so they don't lose money on them. That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense to me. Just water the plants. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done. Okay. So while I was walking through there, guess what? I don't think it's the same kind as this, but it looks very similar on the dead and dying rack. 3 of them. They were $7 each and they're pretty big plants. Let me go show you. Here it is. So they were $11.98. I got them for $7 each. It doesn't have a, why don't you have a scientific name on you? Do you have a scientific name? Lift and peel here for tag. Okay, well maybe it's on the lift and peel part. Oh, wait, this is a, wait, no. Hang on, let me lift and peel. Okay, well it doesn't give you a scientific name, so it's just some type of verbena. But look how gorgeous it is. Look at these two. They're beautiful. I wasn't going to leave these. All they need is water and trimming up. So, but we're standing in line. I'm like, look how cool these flowers are to my husband. They're like 3 different colors. It's like the pinky, kind of pinky lavender one. And then it turns this like lighter, kind of bluish. And then this like bluer blue. Isn't that cool? Look at them. I love these. Verbena, that's my like hit plant of this year. It all started with those purple ones right over there in those hanging baskets. They started this whole verbena craze for me. And the only verbena that's native in Florida, from what I understand, I actually think there's 2, is right down there. See that light purple one? Yeah, this is beach verbena, and it is a Florida native, and it's beautiful. And then, I don't know, there's a Floridana verbena and a Tampa, one from Tampa verbena. I'm not sure which one this is, but it's beautiful and I love it. But I'm kind of surprised that those are the only verbenas. And the leaves look totally different, don't they? Very cool though. Well, you know, the leaves of this one look totally different too. So, okay, let me go up front and show you the one from Joyful Butterfly. Okay, here it is. See how it's like a tall stalk? And then, like, this is the last leaf petal, and we go all the way up to the flower, which looks very similar to the flowers we were just looking at on the one from Lowe's that did not have a scientific name. So this one is, hang on, I have the tag. Purple top vervain. I love this. You know, I still might order more. Look how tall. Like, these are very tall. They're very tall flowers. Now, unfortunately, these are at like the far other side of my garden from where I sit. So I don't know if like pollinators love them because I don't really ever just sit and see them. I wish I would have planted them on the other side, but you know what? I put them over here because I didn't know what they were going to be like since they aren't native. You know, I wanted to have them in a little place out of the way. Let's put that right back down there. Now, I just pulled you out of there. You should go right back in. Why aren't you going right back in? And while we're up here, I also started some verbena from seed in the garden room. And look at these. These are hoary vervain. So we'll have those going too. It'll be interesting to have all these different kinds of verbena out and about in the garden. Hopefully they're all as popular as the deep purpley ones that this all started with. Y'all, look what's happening here. I moved some of my pipe vine back here, and there's two Polydamas swallowtails flying around it. And hopefully, hopefully I'm gonna get some eggs and some more caterpillars. That'd be fabulous. Okay, I do have some more plants to show you in the things that are potted garden. But before we go there, why don't you go ahead and tap the like button now? Just in case I forget to say it at the end of the video, let's just say it now. Tap the like button, the little thumb up, just touch it. And subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's go see what else I have there. There's still some cool things to chat about. Right here we have a random pot that was back in my workspace that of course has a naturally occurring tropical sage and a zinnia coming up. Look at that. These were those pots that I had planted zinnias in back there, and something kept eating them. Well, this one managed to grow, and somehow tropical sage seeds got in here and they're growing with it. So I just brought the whole pot back here. It's kind of in the background. Same with that pot. That pot just has nothing but tropical sage. This pot right here looks like it only has tropical sage, but this houses one of my favorite non-native tropical plants. And this is an orange torch ginger. You can see it's a big leaf coming up. It's been dormant and it's just now growing back. There's also one in this pot, and you can see the little stems coming up, the little leaves. They come up as a rolled leaf and they open up and they get these most beautiful flowers on them. What do you see? Well, you'll see because I'll be showing you. This is a little potted pepperweed. Yes, I have potted pepperweed in my garden because it's the host plant to the great southern white butterfly. Very important butterfly, and they need pepperweed to survive. And then right behind that, I have a pot with 3 elephant ear plants in it. that are going to grow up nice and big and make a great backdrop. Here they're in an ugly pot. This ugly pot's been sitting up in my potted tree house because it's ugly. Then it finally dawned on me that if I move it to the back of this little garden section, you won't really see the ugly pot so much. And eventually the elephant ear is going to get huge and overshadow the ugly pot. So it's all good. And then last is this adorable little pot right here. This is a sleepy hibiscus that I am growing from seed. It gets these beautiful little pink flowers on it. I used to have a huge one in my garden that got destroyed by Hurricane Milton when he spent the night in my backyard. And this is the tropical puff that is a lot like the mimosa, only it gets a yellow puff. And this is the Bridges and Orzel's blue curls, which is a rare blue curls that they discovered in the Lake Wales Ridge. And I'm not sure how happy these three are going to be together. This pot is set up like a wetland, but these two aren't necessarily wetland plants. But what I find is that a lot of plants aren't wetland plants, but they like a lot of water anyway. So we'll see. They're easy to move. And why I put them here is because they're right by my garden chair, so I can keep an eye on them. That's the main reason why they're here, because they're new to me native plants. All three of these are Florida natives, and I want to keep an eye on them. This one is not new to me, but these two are. This is a sweet baby I grew from seed, so I want to take extra good care of it as well. So for these beautiful verbenas and the third one, which is around here somewhere, I think I'm going to keep them in pots for now and make sure they get super well watered. And I'm going to put them down in this garden over here, because this garden has some empty spaces, this nectar garden, that I could easily settle a pot in there. And imagine that verbena like just filling up that area. So, and it'll be a different kind of flower. A lot of the flowers in here are big, like the zinnias and the Mexican sunflowers. And so there'll be a smaller flower to add some more interest, like the pentas. So I think it'll look cool in here. Okay, you guys, so those are the two garden sections I wanted to explore with you today, and I got to go get this edited because I want to put this up for you tonight. I'm so sorry I missed posting a video last night, and hopefully things will be back to normal next week. Time will tell. Meanwhile, if you didn't tap the like button, you can still tap it now. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.